Sorry about that, guys. We're a little bit late. Don't blame it on George, party people of the chat, but welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And like I said, welcome to the 498th episode of the world famous Hospital Podcast. So yeah, really, really good to be back. This is actually the first live podcast of the year. I've been gallivanting around and doing some stuff. So whilst we let the chat warm up, we're going to kick things off with a track from myself, Charlie Bricks, and Newtone called The Connection.
I wasn't looking for much until you found me. I was just looking for trust.
All right then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start saying hello to all you guys in the chat. Can we firstly give a big podcast welcome to Jungle Culture Kenya? Without those guys, 497 wouldn't have happened. Obviously, it's a couple of weeks ago I was in the country and had an absolutely amazing time at a sold-out show. And of course, we did the podcast. Anyway, welcome. 498 party people. Let's do this.
2018, it was August, everything it fell apart. Without no guidelines to restore it, got some news that changed my life, man. Yeah, a childhood friend had gone, and the reason for his passing is he felt he didn't belong, and that was fucking hard to take. I spent most of my days on stage trying to process information that was lodged in my domain, but I performed, cause music was the thing that kept me sane. Sharing love to all these people gave me something to regain. Was supposed to be the summer of love, but this relationship was toxic, felt like pulling the plug. Cause when your partner is jealous of all the movements you're on, man, that's a red flag for real. Hella deluded I was, so in the end we broke away, and I began the road to healing. Was a blessing in disguise, the time apart was so revealing. I was back on the road, playing from city to city, still I had grief in my chest. Won't paint a picture that's pretty, but then I met you one night. Oh Lord, yeah, fixate my gaze on one side, internal flames they ignite. I found a good thing despite that year been hard to find peace. So when you're holding a burden, you try find ways to release. That's where your soul it came in, and my endorphins increased. I had a shoulder to lean on, you had a heart that was clean. You found the space in between.
Okay. So thank you so much to everyone for the kind words on that track. That track is called The Connection, and it came out on my second mixtape on Hospital Records, which was all the way back in 2021. So what I want to do is just respond to a few people in the podcast whilst I let this old, beautiful tune do its business.
I will go 10,000 miles for your love, 'cause you're my everything in this complicated life.
So yeah, Oscar C says, Jungle Culture Kenya, thank you. Kate Aldrich says, that's so dope, sup Kenya crew. Do you know what, guys? It's really, really an amazing thing for me, being half Kenyan, half English, proud of both countries, to be able to connect the two countries together, two countries that obviously mean a lot to me, to be able to do this on the record label that I'm very proud to be signed to. It's an amazing thing. And just seeing how many people have been showing love to the Jungle Culture Kenya gang, including all of their artists, the main protagonist to me, Martin Bulta Sensei, and of course, his amazing partner, Duta. Degs, can you play your new track? Ooh, maybe. Kate says, so happy the podcast is back live. Jeremiah Davis says, ooh, I like this. Now this track right here is a beautiful tune. And yeah, this came out in 2009. This is by Mutt and Kevin King.
If I move too fast, tell me something worse. You keep me from walking out the door. I will go 10,000 miles for your love.
So yeah, I want to apologise once again for us being late. Do not blame it on my amazing executive producers. By the way, we have Chimmer and King George in the house. Can we make some noise for Chimmer and King George?
In this complicated life.
So I don't know if you can tell by the look on my face, right? I'm just directing this at Chimmer. I'm in a really good fucking mood today. Apologies for swearing straight away, right? What did I say before the podcast? No more swearing, no more cabbage references. We're going to go clean for 2024, and I've ruined it already. But the reason why I'm so happy, like I said, and I am going to bang on about this during the podcast quite a lot. You have no choice, basically, just to deal with it. Is I have just obviously returned from Kenya a couple of weeks ago, and I've not been to Kenya for a long, long time for a multitude of reasons. One of which was actually safety for many, many years. And so I actually haven't been in the country since about 2009, 2010. So to be able to go back there, the last time I was there I was like 20 or 21. So to be able to go back there as a 34, 35-year-old man and also see that the guys at Jungle Culture Kenya have built something from the ground up. And to be honest with you, they really have built it from the ground up. So there were two kind of things I'm going to separate this into, and the first of which was a sold-out show in Nairobi. And if someone would have told me before the trip that there would be people outside unable to come in to watch myself, Etherwood, the UK international headliners, Indigo Rain, to come and watch us play, I probably would have said, nah, bro. So it was an absolute pleasure. And to see what these Jungle Culture Kenya guys have built from the ground up with no external help, the culture that they have, the passion that they have for the music, I think is a really, really important thing. And actually, like I said, the reason why I'm kind of happy right now is because it's reinvigorated me, man. It's given me like a new lease of life, and it's made me realize just how lucky I am to do this job for a career and be able to spend a lot of time with all of you guys in the chat particularly. So all I want you to do is just welcome these guys as much as possible. I really want them to be a part of a lot of things that we have going on moving forward, you know? So let me ask, Degs, do you come with a plan when you're doing the podcast, or you just go with the flow? I'm going to give you a bit of a non-answer and just say it's a mixture of the two. So yeah, time to go through the vaults a little bit. I've got something that's sent to me at dubsfordegs@gmail.com by a great female producer called Joy Doc. I'm going to double it up. So Eric, sorry, I'm just responding to a question from Jeremiah Davis, actually. It says, question, Degs, Hospital Records. Degs has a song where the chorus is him singing, "If I Were to Leave This World." I've been looking for it and I can't find it anywhere. So that track, I'll tell you what, should I just play it? Do you guys want to hear it? Basically all it is, it's a dub plate. I played it a couple of times. And so what I'll do is I'll make sure I play it a little bit later on today. It's hopefully going to be on my forthcoming album. Not exactly sure when that's going to be, because, you know, I am an idiot. Who knows what I'm doing? Like, I ain't got a bloody clue what I'm doing. But yeah, coming soon. So Toby1 says, that Kenya podcast was great. Thank you so much, my man. Would love to bring you out to South Africa. I'd love to come and visit you guys. South Africa has always been on my bucket list. Kate says, the podcast in Kenya was so dope. It was, and honestly, guys, like, you'll see them all over my socials. Please go and support them. They really are incredible people.
guts to say it to my face, 'cause I never knew you at all. Now I haven't left my room in a couple of days. I'm heartbroken and a little bit angry. Was it all for love? All the time I won't get back. I could have been falling in and out of love, kissing strangers in the club, learning more about myself.
Right then, party people, are going to switch things up a little bit. This track is from Goddard and Cat Burns. The track is called Wasted Youth. Now, if anyone recognizes the tune that's coming in right now, let's do this. This is probably my favourite ever Sub-Focus tune. Does anyone know what this is called? And by the way, I actually can't ignore the chat anymore, Chimmer. I can't. So, Jeremiah Davis says, oh yeah, this man is engaged. I really didn't want to drop it in and for it to be a thing. But yeah, after 5.5 years of putting up with my bullshit, I swore again. I took Kate to my lovely girlfriend, Katerina Eldorado. I took her out to the Masai Mara on the border of Tanzania and Kenya near the Serengeti. And yeah, I got down on one knee and said, you up for it, mate? You up for it? And she said, all right then, go on then, as long as there's Prosecco. And there was Prosecco, so she said yes! So as you can tell, I am re-energized. I am very, very happy. I feel very, very lucky to be with someone as amazing as Kate. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love. Hey, pneumatics, man. Stop calling me out, bro. So yeah, we have a Kenyan in the house who actually asks, raised by Unz, and that is Sir Unsalot, by the way. Legendary dude. And he's asking, he's actually curious about this cabbage. Now, I'm trying to be a little bit cleaner on the podcast, so I'll let you guys in the chat explain what that is. I'm going to switch it up, right? So yeah, basically, pick up the Cabbage Gang. And honestly, for anyone who's in the chat who's obviously not from Kenya, do me a favor and just type into your Instagram jungleculture_KE, and you can follow basically all my new friends, absolute legendary people. Sorry, as usual, I'm trying to multitask, and sometimes I stop the wrong deck, Chimmer, don't I? Let's be honest. That has happened. Big up Magdev, man. Do you know, I love going through the spectrum of drum and bass music. I just want to welcome everyone to the chat that has just turned up. Dimitri, for example. How you doing, my man? All right, switch it up, man. Let's do this. Gospel Podcast. So you know what? The chat room is actually popping today. Hola Espanol, big up, man. The driller says I've missed those trees. Which trees? No. Chimmer. We're talking about big oak. Why do I make everything sound weird? Nah, this is peaking it. So yeah, basically, just do me a favor, party people in the chat. Whether you have access to emojis or not, but please let me know, because we have such an international feeling today in the chat at the Hospital Podcast. Drop the emoji of the country that you're listening in from. Let me know where you're listening in from. We got some Houston, Texas in the house right now. Right, time to delve back in to Lens's mixtape. Now, Chimmer, remind me, it came out last year, right? Yes, we'll just go with that. Yes, it came out last year. That's what we believe. This is one of my favorite tracks on there, man. Let's see if you recognize this double, right? Wow, we got all sorts of flags in the house right now.
I firmly oppose your unwelcome visit.
Middle Earth. Someone's locking in from like the 15th century.
I firmly oppose your unwelcome visit.
This tune, man, I love this tune, Jim. I love it. I'm gonna have a look at some of these. So we've got. Now, Sylvie is going to kill me if I don't get this right. I think that's Czech Republic. We've got Finland. We've got the USA. Zach Davis has only got black flags from what I can see, so I take it he's a pirate. Dimitri is obviously from Belgium. If I got that wrong, I'd be in trouble. Umka, my good friend, is in the Netherlands. Got Chris from the USA. We've got Good888 from Germany. Magdev from America. Turkey. Now, Magdev, if I get this wrong, please don't shoot me. But is this either Panama or the Dominican Republic? Can you just let me know which one it is? It's like, I'm normally pretty good at that. Bruce Gain, is that Moldova? Jesus. Got Daryl Schroeder from the US, and that's Ghana as well. Got Elise Durand from France. Lucas, I'm guessing you're from the Czech Republic. Check me out, right? Thank you, Melissa, so much for your congratulations. Honestly, I really appreciate. We've got Dima from Russia. We've got Niels de Cat, obviously, that's Belgium. Magdev is the Dominican Republic. We've got Slovenia. And, you know what, not most importantly, because we are all one and we're all equal, but just do me a massive favor and just get some love hearts in the chat for my Kenyan gang who are locking in currently. And imagine, Martin, how hot is it out there? Just let me know. I'm guessing it's more than 5 degrees. What is it? Hey, Emily, at least someone's laughing at my jokes, for Christ's sake. Right, there are no hats in this, so this might be a really bad double. Right, Oswald Podcast, let's go! Jeremiah, no. Do you know what, noisier, right? Now, obviously, drum and bass and music is totally subjective, so I completely understand if people disagree with what I'm going to say here. And to be honest with you, like, if I'm going to tell you God's honest truth, neuro and kind of like heavier, darker stuff, like I got into drum and bass through like Bad Company, Ed Rush and Optical, but normally like neuro is a little bit too heavy for me. But when it comes to noisier, I actually think noisier might have revolutionized the sound of D&B. Do me a massive favor in the chat, let me know what your favorite noisier track is. Pick up Slava. Who are you bringing to St. Louis with you this year, Degs? The Driller, I'm going to have a lot more to say about the US tour in good time. Yeah, Nova's a big tune, man. Randall Howell says, can I get a shout out for Graham in Greensboro, North Carolina? It's his birthday. Hey, listen, should we get some cake in the chat? Big up Graham, my friend. Tanya says, haven't seen you for a while, loving the hair. Can I touch it? Have I had a shower today? How are you supposed to know that, Chima? Okay, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, right?
Everybody gonna little mission. Money make a go, instant. I get 31 in an instant. Everybody gonna little mission. Money make a go, instant. I get 31 in an she wanna get it. Fucking on, better than them. Everybody.
Eric Lavery says, I think Degs' revolution of 2024 is to drop more bangers. Yeah, you know what? It's probably true. Dimitri has just actually said something that's very, very true, that this tune, this Fred Again tune, Leave Me Alone with Baby Keem, is a bitch to mix. And basically the trick is, right? Yes, by the way, Tanya, these plants are real, 100%. But the trick is with this tune is that it goes on for an extra 2 bars. So if you have Record Box, all you have to do is set a cue point and set up the intro. So like, for example, if you use hot cues, that the A and the A on both tunes are at the same time, but it will be out of time on this time until the 2 bars comes in, and then it comes back into the bar, if you know what I mean. That probably made no sense. But all I'm saying, it's got 2 more bars than you need for a drop. So that's all you need to do. You just need to line up your grid, or like start putting the tune in, thinking about having an extra 2 bars to play with, and that's it. We're going to play something a little bit old from my boys at Hologram.
Nothing in this life is God sent.
T-Bro said, Degs, she said something about bars. Obviously, I'm an MC, cuz. What do you expect?
Nothing in this life is God sent.
Just come in and said something. I still don't know what he said. Me and Chim are looking at each other like, what do you want from?
Yeah, fuck these cold sweats. Insomnia's the peak of all my powers in this cold bed. My fever's up and down, the shit is nonsense. I medicate myself with Mary Jane, she's got a strong scent. They call it seasonal, I hate that concept. Your brain is complex, they try and simplify its contents. And validate yourself, rely on no one for your worth. And always be prepared to fight, cause nothing in this life is God sent.
So yeah, this track right here is actually unreleased. And it is by Hologram. It's called Cold Sweats. And it's featuring someone that rhymes with legs. Just stay away from him. He's bad news. George is saying, look at your phone. Hang on a sec, mate. Okay then. I actually have a really important announcement, which is why George has just messaged me, so I better just share that with you right now. Michael Hughes says, I'm convinced it's not a DMP set unless Circles is played. I think you're probably right there. So George is saying, basically, for episode 500, the 500th episode of the Hospital Podcast is happening. It's going to be in a pub. we're going to invite a few people down. It's going to be in about 3-4 weeks' time, so I thought I'd let you guys know in advance that obviously we're going to be doing it live. So, with that being said, please get your tunes into dubsfordegs@gmail.com. Obviously, the standard, and obviously my own personal preference, but the standard is super high. Please do not be disheartened by the fact that I may not get back to you once, twice. Sometimes it's been the 5th or 6th tune. And so yeah, like, I just want to try and support as many of you guys as possible. I want to give a massive shout out to Kaloyan from Bulgaria, and of course big up to the Armstrongs as well. So you can see, if you're logged into the chat right now, obviously if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music after the fact, it should be in the description. However, 500th podcast, we're gonna have a good time, man. There'll be cabbage surely. Disgusting, man. So John Dent says you could always host an episode in St. Louis if you want to. Absolutely, my friend. Let's actually talk about that, because I'd love to do another, actually probably be the first ever hospital podcast done stateside. So yeah, I'd love to do that. So yeah, I'm just going to welcome to everyone in the chat right now. Dan Cooper says, is it back to every 2 weeks, miss the live streams and your Degs? I will do my best, my friend. That's all I can say. Lucas says some Black Sun Empire, please. I don't think I have any on the stick, but that is certainly something I will put in the playlist for next time, my friend. Obviously, feel free to suggest artists in the chat, and obviously I'll come back to it and I'll have a look. Uh-oh. So who likes jungle music, by the way? We got Jake Wharton that says, I can't accept drum and bass. We need jungle. Well said, my friend.
To your chest to increase your pulse rate. sway. Heavy 808s to make the place shake. If you focus, you can see the speaker pulsate. 30 hertz to your chest to increase your pulse rate.
Tanya J is asking, can you touch the plants because I need to see if they're real? Okay, God's honest truth, they're not real.
If you focus, you can see the speaker pulsate. The dreadnought is the sound.
You know what? I'm going to call it right now, Chimo. This is in the top. I've got to be careful, right? This track here. Why am I repeating myself again? What's wrong with me, man? I want to say that this is in the top. Oh, it's hard. Top 8 drum and bass tunes of all time, for me personally. Everyone's like, no one asked you, bro. Was Degs just twerking? I hope not. Right, let's hope the mix is okay.
30 hertz to your chest to increase your pulse rate.
Hey, listen, big up to Driller. Can I just actually repeat something that my manipulationist has said? And my manipulation says, big ups to all the new African junglists that are present, you rock. Absolutely love that, man. Big up my brother, Young Black. Now, Young Black, who's just, he's just put the Kenyan flag in the chat. Oh, I've lost sound. Have you? Completely lost sound. Yeah, back. Sorry, technical difficulties there. So Young Black, before I was going on about, the sound was good. It wasn't for me, my friend, unfortunately. I completely lost all sound. But Young Black is one of the residents for Jungle Culture Kenya. And there are so many very, very talented residents from Sonic G Riot to Kade, to Sir Unsalot, to Duke of Hazzard, to Balta Sensei. Oh, there's so many, it's actually fucking ridiculous, to be honest. And if you don't mind Jungle Culture Kenya in there, if anyone is in the chat and they want to talk about, or if they want to promote their socials or anything like that, please, to the Kenyans, drop your socials in, because to the rest of you, to the rest of the world, I think it's really important that you follow these guys, because I've never ever seen drum and bass like that before. I've just lost sound again. And we're back. Now, this wouldn't be the Hospital Podcast without losing sound. So Dan Cooper asks, what happened to the video on YouTube for that episode? Wanted to listen to more of it, but it was so choppy into different people's sets. So I have to admit that is actually my fault. Basically, I didn't set the trims right for them. So when the guy started riding the trims a little bit higher, unfortunately, a lot of it clipped. So we only were able to kind of clip up 5 or 6 sections of the mix. I'm actually heading back out there in September to do a festival and another club show. And basically, yeah, we're going to do another Hospital Podcast, and this time I absolutely promise we'll get the technicals right. However, as you can tell by right now, I'm not doing a great job. And I'll tell you what, right, the tune that's coming in, I've got to say, is probably up there in the top 5 once again in 2023. Hope you guys like this.
Told you what I did last night. I came home, say, around 2:45, still so high. from his body, so buttery brown and tantalizing. You would have thought I needed help from this feeling that I feel. So shook, I had to catch my breath. Ooh, stand close, my shirt up over my head. Oh my, ooh, stand close, my skirt dropping on my feet. Oh my, ooh, some kind of touch caressing my head. Oh my, ooh, I'm turning red. Who could this be?
Yeah, big up Jeremiah as well. Also, happy Black History Month. Although to me, Black History Month is every month. But I like how people focus on it right now.
I looked over to the left.
I mean, Polar and Bryson, man, have these guys got a bad tune? By the way, don't go on their discography and try and find it because they'll hate me for it, but I don't think they do.
Stand close, my shirt up over my head. Oh my, ooh, stand close, my skirt dropping on my feet. Oh my, ooh, some kind of touch caressing my head. Oh my, ooh, I'm turning red. Who could this be?
Pick up Melissa. P&B Saturday in Philly, breadable time. I would love to elaborate on that, but I can't. So Chris Youngstrom asked a very, very good question actually. Degs, the Christmas special never posted on Spotify. Do you know anything about that? Basically, Spotify pulled it because it was too long. And probably because I made several terrible fucking jokes and they can't have something as embarrassing as that on their platform. But yeah, it's kind of made us realize that actually those longer form podcasts, they're really, really fun for YouTube because obviously we can jump in the chat. I'm actually going to bring things down for a little exclusive. So as a result of that, unfortunately, we tried to then re-upload it in 3 or 4 different parts and they just weren't able to facilitate it. So Dan Cooper says that's because Spotify are big. I won't repeat that word. I still rely on Spotify, but you know, if they were in the room with me right now, you know, it'll kick off. And once again, I have lost sound chimmer, unfortunately, and it's back again. I'm just gonna shut up when it happens and just let it keep happening. Anyway, party people. So obviously I know this last podcast and this podcast has had a bit of a Kenyan East African theme to it, which I think is quite important. What I thought I would do actually is delve a little bit deeper into that and actually showcase one of the artists, one of the residents that has got a piece of music that was sent to me a little while ago by him, and I really, really fucked with it straight away, man. I was impressed at just how, you know, like, it sounds weird saying this, how drum and bassy it was. It was fucking crazy. So anyway, without further ado, should we get the little cutscene going? Because I've lost sound and, you know, it is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the people around the world, it is time for the Degs exclusive.
That's right. All right, party people. So this track right here is by an artist called Muzert. Jungle Culture Kenya have just posted his tag in the chat. So do me a favor, get on Instagram, follow him, follow his journey. I really think this guy can do something really, really cool and really special. Maybe even one day in the very near future, him and myself can jump on a track. But you know, whilst George is dealing with the technical difficulties because I cannot hear anything, I'm going to play this track by Muzert. This track is entitled Master of the Dark Arts. This is authentic drum and bass music from the great country of Kenya in East Africa, the cradle of mankind, the birthplace of humanity. So party people, give me a warm welcome. It just keeps dipping in and out and I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to play the track. Do me a favor, get some love hearts in the chat. Get some Kenyan flags in the chat. This is a world exclusive. Muzert, Master of the Dark Arts. Big up Tanya. Big up all my friends. Master of the Dark Arts in the place. And honestly, hearing music come from Kenya, drum and bass, man. And you know what? We're going to go a little bit like old school radio style, right? So when this ting drops, if you want to reload, what I want you to do is just spam the 5 button. So I just put 5 in the chat. Let's see. All right, Musa, Master of the Dark Arts, let's go. We got a 4, that's good enough. All right, let's do this. Incredible stuff. Muzert, Master of the Dark Arts, real, authentic, East African, Kenyan drum and bass music, representing jungle culture Kenya. All right, let's roll this one more time.
Sit down and have some tea.
This is one of the proudest days of my life, man. Real Kenyan music, let's go. Muzert, my friend, get your @ in the chat right now. My guy. Magdev says, can I get a shout out for my wife Kisa? She's the love of my life and she's vibing to her music whenever I have it on. Big up, Kisa. Yeah, this is a vibesy one, man. Honestly, big up Musa, man. Like, this is a really proud moment. And listen, I've only just met the guy whilst we were in Kenya, and he's a really, really nice dude, a really humble dude. And just more than anything, he wants to learn. He wants to be spearheading drum and bass production in Nairobi. And I tell you what, man, he's got it. He has definitely got it. I'll tell you that. Big up, Corinne. Pneumatic says, Degs, I'm having to work and listen, but I want to support. Can you put their Insta profiles in the description when you do the track list? Absolutely, yes, I can. Big up Vince MC, who says, notice me, senpai. All right, Musa. I think at this point, I just want to clap for Musa. Yes. My friend, honestly, you deserve the reaction that you had in the chat. Thank you guys so much for showing him the love that he deserves and the love that just generally everyone at Jungle Culture deserves. right, Hospital Podcast. 497. Classic hour.
We're talking milk, we're talking pea super, we're talking fog, darkness.
Wallop says, Degs, man, I haven't heard this track for a long time. Jeremiah says, so we all good to bring Degs Cabbage Gang Show. I mean, listen, you can go for it, man.
If you fucking touch this fucking vibe lights, I'll stick your neck in. Okay.
Who knows? My Manipulation says, I would love it if our Kenyan siblings had a check of my stuff. I lived in DRC and in Mozambique and in Zambia as well, so I'd love it. Yes, Mind Manipulation, go and check him out, man.
Bo, pure nasty habit, sadness I can't have it. Do your move, bust your style, rave or dance, swap it. Get a bit of beat and flow that's so savage. Uncle TC and Mr. Jakes and spells damage. We want things from here to Trinity or we done flash it over breakbeat, SD, salsa or drug garage. Hip hop, it'll leave you stiff dead in a carriage. Two to the head, one to the leg with a ratchet. Wrap your head around this socket, you can't knock it. It's the rough, rugged, ever ready, raw, core classic.
I'm working so hard right now. Run with me. With Mr. TC right now. I got
It's one of them tunes that makes you want to go in it. Do you remember back in the... Chim was going to say, remember back in the day. She don't remember that. She's too young. We always used to dance like this in the rave. I mean, I was 19 once. It's so dumb, man. We're just like looking for each other like this. Okay. Now, I really wanted to play this tune on another podcast, and it's just the mix down is so quiet. Let's just hope this works.
try just what your mate already you see. Your mate look like she a boss money, you see. She a cartoon and she gon' rip.
Okay.
Like the loving you want get the money, you see. We get the ass and lick up.
So someone asked a little bit earlier, and I do apologise. As you can tell, I'm not very good at multitasking. I do try my best. But someone asked, there was a track that said "If We Left This Earth," and it is a dub play. And you know what? I wasn't going to play it on the podcast again, but because you guys are so nice, I'm going to do it, right? Yeah. So Dub says, thanks now. My neighbours are listening to Hospital Podcast. Jungle Culture, Kenya in the house. Honestly, guys, can't wait to see these guys again. So in September, myself, Etherwood, and hopefully one other UK headliner will be heading back to Nairobi to play a club show and then also to play a festival. Really excited about that. Probably, 100% going to be doing the Hospital Podcast from there. So actually, whilst we play this tune, I mean, what if there was one piece of advice in the chat, right? Anyone who's not from Kenya, if there's one piece of advice you could give someone about being involved in drum and bass, what would that be? And then for the time being, I'm going to play this track. This track is by myself. Feels weird introducing yourself. Imagine if I was on stage, Chimmer, and been like, I was on stage. Because, you know, like at the start of a set, it's like, what do I do? If I'm hosting someone else, I can be like, make some noise for Danny Bird. And everyone's like, yeah. But I can't just be like, make some noise for Degs. Like, why? Shut up, dude. Anyway, this track is called If We Left This Earth. Dub says, Degs, don't mix out of it early. Okay.
But I can't wake up. Starving, but I can't be fine.
Axis says, do it for the love, man. I love that.
For the same old day again. And I'm aware this plan is secret. But far from home, are there other ways? Or am I destined to go on and on again? On and on again. If we left this earth, would the stars still?
Right, dub plate business. I have to talk just in case someone tries to rip it. Hospital Podcast.
If we left this earth, would the stars still shine? Would we come back for our own? I wonder what we find. Would the Martians have a world? The most if on the line, working with the goddamn time. 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 If we let this up. Working with the goddamn time. Working with the goddamn time. Working with the goddamn time. We lose imagination as we're walking by. Our lives become routine with every morning light. Never question, even if you're on the borderline. If we're the ones to contact, would we show ourselves with pride? Would we also show the losses or the ones who fall behind? Would they judge? Perspective changes when you're on the side. Would they even share the values we define? Share the values we define. If we left this earth, on and on again. If we left this
So I'm going to respond to some of the advice, but, you know, I just wanted to shine a light again. Thank you guys so much for supporting this tune. This tune is probably like one of the most childish or childlike lyrical pieces I've written. Like I was just sitting in bed one day and thinking, is there a better life outside of the planet? And then I realised, get over yourself then.
Working with the goddamn time.
Great. Thank you guys so much for the support on this. I just wanted to pick up what we were talking about earlier. And I think it's like, just generally, you know, people like to say network. I love to network. But actually, networking, it depends on how you do it. I actually call it fact-finding or just opinion mining. Sounds a little bit crypto, and we are not a crypto podcast. I can promise you that. You will not lose your money listening to the Hospital Podcast with Degs, unless, of course, you bet on me to not swear across a flipping hour and a half. But basically, whilst I find Rafiki, because I know you guys wanted to hear it, basically, you know, I think it's really important just to kind of just ask questions to people. And let me just kind of, you know, go through some of the things that people are saying. And I've scrolled right past it. My advice would be to interact with other D&B people all over social media, DJ, producers, friends. Honestly, even if there's not a motive, I couldn't agree more with that. There doesn't necessarily have to be a motive when you're talking to someone. Sometimes it's just having people that are, you know, we follow the same vibe. So let's say if you really like liquid music and you find a little collection of soulful producers or artists and clicks, and all of a sudden you're bashing ideas together. You don't even mean, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just an opportunity to do that, right? My manipulation says, my piece of advice, this is very lyrical. Stay groovy and watch the gravy. Like, does that, I take it not like gravy on your roast dinner or something, but I like it. Deg's voice, heaven sent. Oh, Jesus. Voice sounds so good. Honestly, thank you guys. Pneumatic says, best advice is to network. I 100% agree with that. Stay humble if you make it, subjective, by the way, and bring people through as well. What else have we got here? Oh God, there's more congratulations on me and my wifey. She's not my wifey yet, but yeah, anyway, you know, just to add to this, right? They are a bunch of amazingly talented artists from a country that you wouldn't expect drum and bass music to pop in. And what and I've said this to Martin and Duta, who are kind of the main protagonists behind Jungle Culture Kenya, and I've kind of mentioned to them, like, I think it's really important that they don't just do what we do in the West. Do you know, like, I think drum and bass is crying out for something really new and really fresh, and I don't think there's anything wrong whatsoever with putting a Kenyan twist on it and a Kenyan flavor on it, because when I had the opportunity to play that sold-out show in Nairobi, which, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned it, was fucking amazing. One thing that really kind of struck me more than anything is just how Kenyan the artists were. They weren't trying to sound English. They weren't trying to sound like, the MCs weren't trying to sound like English MCs. The DJs weren't trying to mix like, you know, like DJs mix in the UK or in the Netherlands or anything like that. There was something really unique and really African about what they were doing. And I think that was probably the biggest surprise for me, because I've been very, very lucky to go around the world with this music. And I think sometimes people not want to imitate the UK, but they see the UK as like, I'll give you, this sounds like a really stupid analogy. It's a bit like hooliganism, right? So football hooliganism was massive in the 80s and 70s in the UK. So like nowadays, like the Russians, the Italians, and places like Marseille in France who are really fucking like on this hooligan thing, yeah? They're trying to copy with the dress, everything, the Stone Island, everything. They're trying to copy and imitate, whilst what Jungle Culture are doing with this drum and bass is like, they're taking the central tenets of drum and bass and they're actually making it their own. And, you know, obviously I'm super biased being half Kenyan, but I would recommend that if you ever are in the area or you have a chance to go to Kenya, go to Nairobi, go on safari, go to the coast, but most importantly, go and see these guys in action. I absolutely promise you, you will not regret it. It was one of the most eye-opening experiences of my life, and I feel very, very grateful to Martin, Duta, and, you know, all the gang, all their residents. They're really amazing people, and I tell you what, they're humble people as well. And I went out there and I came back with a new sense of perspective when it comes to music and just generally life in general. I think before I'd been out to Kenya, I'd started moaning about, you know, all the shit that we moan about in the West, right? You know, oh, fucking hell, the train's 2 minutes late. You know what I mean? And that would just ruin my day. I'd be like, oh my God, my train's like 5 minutes late. Or it's like, oh, this coffee's shit from Cafe Nero. And it's just, it's a bit like, you know, when we were talking, I don't know if you guys remember a few episodes ago when we were talking to South Africans and one of them had to duck out because they had rolling blackouts. I think it's always good. I mean, obviously traveling is learning. I have it on my arm, Kuchira ni Kuhiga, which is in Kikuyu, right? It means traveling is learning. Sorry, I'll show it in this camera. And that's what it means. And it's like kind of opened my eyes. And every time like my ego has come somewhere, I travel and I come back and it's an amazing thing. So Fat Notification asks, are there any of these Kenyan sets on YouTube? listen, I'll let the Jungle Culture guys answer for that, but I absolutely guarantee I'll be supporting them with all of my might, with all the channels that I have, but not just because I'm Kenyan, but actually I really believe in these guys. I really believe in Martin and Duta. I really believe in all of their residents. I mean, look at the reaction that Muzach just had on the Hospital podcast. It's mad. And like, I'm smiling and I almost can't get my words out because I am so fucking proud of these guys. And, you know, and I'm just really glad that everyone in the chat is really receptive of them and we can make some good stuff happen together. Right, I'm going to play a couple more tunes anyway because I think Jim wants to go home. Sorry, Chimmer. Anyway, going to the pub after this. What are you talking about? Or at least I am, anyway. Yeah.
Never let you go. Never let you go. You accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, Angu, oh no, I'll see you again. Hope the washout was blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego. Accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, Angu, oh no, I'll see you again. Hope the washout was blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego. Yeah, aimless and I'm falling. I run out of juice, I'm stalling. Living a line, no importance. Weren't lacking in effort, just found everything boring. Angry that I never switched it up and never found the pain so rewarding. I run out of them options, don't wanna lose the game with no hope. When a man is defeated, feels like everyone is on smoke. I'm not here trying to preach, was leaning up on them ropes. Yeah, you helped me find another scope. You accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, Angu, oh no, I'll see you again.
Right, I got a couple of comments I definitely need to kind of relate to you guys. So Chris Youngstrom says, Degs, you had Comrade on and played Future's Call, and it made me wonder if anyone's done a 3/4 set in that time signature. I'm not sure, but I'll find out for you, my friend. Also, Pneumatics says, no word of a lie, my mum used to work for British Airways and herself and my grandma went out to Nairobi and helped paint a nursery. The trip was funded by British Airways, but my mum set it up to help. I love that, dude. And in fact, that's a great segue into what I'll talk a little bit later about some charity work.
Never take for granted the wisdom from teacher. Take it in that knowledge for every procedure. Threatens in the way, take your move to the keeners. Yeah, so acting out when you're hurting. Don't wanna make the ones that I'm certain. Doubling down, it never stops working. Cause it's not a fault for break. Just having something left and forced to break. You accepted all my weaknesses when so many again. Asante, Rafiki, and you all know I see you again. Hope the wash out with blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego. Accepted all my weaknesses when so many again. Asante, Rafiki, and you all know I see you again. Hope the wash out with blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego.
Right, I'm going to declare it right now, Chimmer. On the 7th of February, 2024, at 6 p.m. in the United Kingdom, this track, Logistics Together, is my favourite drum and bass tune of all time. It's as simple as that. I'm just going to declare it now. If anyone disagrees, hey, listen, I'll drop my address still. Let's go. I'll probably give you the wrong address because I don't like getting beaten up.
And this food sitting on the table doesn't mean I found my peace. I'm still messed up, drinking last night, do the same shit every week. I sit here with my cup, watch the world go round and round. I'm so bored, I'm waking up, can't be lost to go to town. And this food sitting on the table doesn't mean I found my peace. I'm still messed up, drinking last night, do the same shit every week. My mind is blank from the haze, coping with the dank whilst my brain knits a maze. I'm not on pause cause I'm phased. As the years go by, it's just a product of your age. You've seen how life really works, how some of us will win but other people find the dirt. Yeah, but that's the randomness of earth. Spin the roulette for the hurt. I embrace specific moments just like this to give me strength. Everybody's got a system, itchy chocolate just for them. Temporary in our fixes, never see shit to the end because this world's full of distractions. Never know what's around the bend, I can't pretend that the way we do things is alright. Some kids don't reach their teens, but they can't go on with life. Trying to run from imperfection, but this premise is a lie. How many mothers need to cry? I sit here with my cup up, watch the world go round and round. I'm so bored, I make another, can't be asked to go to town. And this food sitting on the table doesn't mean I found my peace. I'm still messed up, drinking last night, do the same shit every week.
You know, someone else asked me earlier, Degs, you ever have a plan? And I do plan quite a lot of this, but then I don't know what's going on half the time. Right, we're coming up to the last tune. And just because it was requested. So yeah, Degs, can I get a shout out for my birthday tomorrow? Birthday present, you and Woody host the next podcast. I'm going to get Woody down very, very soon. But can we just give a massive shout out to Adam Richardson on his birthday? Incredible stuff, right? Mr. Majestic, absolute legendary tune. I never really understood. Is the lyric is a man who tried to cheat her, or is he talking about a cheater like the animal? Because in English, this is just me. This is stupid cabbage talk. Is it like a man who tried to cheat? A man who tried to cheat her? What does that mean? Does anyone know what the fuck that means? Oh my God. In a way, for anyone that takes music or life seriously, it's probably good that we have come to the end of the podcast. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to play one more tune. I ran for a little bit longer than what I was going to. But basically, just before I go, I want to thank everyone in the chat. Sorry, I'm just looking at you guys, what you're saying. Cheat. What, a man who tried to cheat her or cheat ya. A man who tried to cheat ya. Because it doesn't make any sense. But anyway. So thank you so much for locking on to the 498th episode of the Hospital Podcast. This is the first time that I've had the opportunity to be live and direct from the Hospital Jungle with my really real trees. Thank you to the Jungle Culture Kenya gang. One more time, we get some Kenyan flags in the chat. Show some love to these guys right now. So I'm going to play one more tune. And obviously, you know, like what I've been doing a lot, particularly in the last kind of 6 or 7 months, is playing stuff that I was kind of influenced by growing up and not necessarily D&B. And this track, I saw this the other day. It was like the instrumental for this tune right here has won best ever hip hop instrumental, which obviously is going to be contentious because I know what hip hop heads are like. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit like drum and bass heads. They're fucking stubborn. And they disagree with everything that I say, which is fine, you know. But this track right here is, yeah. In fact, the first person to get it is a legend. I'll let you guys work out exactly what this is. But to the listeners of the 498th episode of the Hospital Podcast, thank you. Asante. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for getting involved and showing love to the guys at Jungle Culture Kenya. They've got amazing women and men who are just killing it right now. And it's been an amazing thing for me personally, but also for all of us to shine a light on what I believe are very, very talented people. So yeah, let's go.
Hold up, son. Word. Yeah. To all the killers and the $100 billers. For real, niggas who ain't got no feelings. Check it out now. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family.
Daryl got it right. It's part 2, baby.
For all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running.
And yeah, that is a very, very good point. I actually haven't got any more beer left, but can we make some noise for Flodan for being a drum and bass 140 MC that has won a fucking Grammy? Alright, I'll do that again.
It'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Enough nigga deceased, another story is told. It ain't nothing really. And yo, done sparked the Philly, so I could get my mind off these yellowback niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. When the slugs penetrate, you feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you. Son, they shook. Cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. They shook. Cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one.
Jar Headpiece Banger says, Wagwan family, to Degs, I was sad that they muted you on that Subsonic set. Yeah, it's like, unfortunately the music industry can be really tough sometimes, and I did actually want the set to go up, but unfortunately there's been some like copyright kind of stuff, so unfortunately it had to be muted. So my amazing agent, US agent, in fact 2 of my amazing US agents are in the chat right now, Emily and Melissa, the dream team. And Emily has rightly said the Degs US tour announcement is coming soon. So obviously if you're from the US, if you're from Mexico, and you're from Canada. I'm not really sure if we have any Canadian shows this time around, but there's also going to be a really special mix, a promo mix, which is basically from purely North American artists and a little bit of myself as well. So yeah.
Get that loot, kid, you know my function. As long as I'm alive, I'm a live illegal.
Oh, I'm getting requests. Let's see if I've got this.
React with lyrics like Max, I hit your domo. When I roll up the beat, go sleep because I'm free. Son ain't shook, this ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. This ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. This ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. This ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Living the life that comes with guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn guns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones, shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He's just a shook one.
Okay. I'm going to play one more tune because if I play any more than that, Chimmer may actually roundhouse kick me to the face. It would actually probably be an improvement to what this is, this is right now. But thanks, Chimmer, for agreeing with that, by the way. Yeah, thank you so much. Thought we had a great working relationship, and that, she's fucked it now. Anyway, someone asked for this. Yeah, thank you guys so much for all your congratulations. Yeah, I'm going to play one more tune. This track is something I'm actually very proud of because it is one of my heroes as an MC, Harry Shotter, and another guy that I really, really like in T95. And this track is called Trenches. All right, last couple ones. Yeah, these 30s are hitting different, man. And yeah, just exercise caution in Mexico.
It felt like I was getting flagged from all sides, was going out on my shit. Years of fighting took the toll on me. All that time that I had wasted with the hurt that I concealed. I'm just
Man said higher. How do I go higher than that? I have to get involved.
Been there in them trenches, but nowadays I just fly. Was an overload of my senses, only dark views in my sky. Don't expect the days to be painless, mate. Illuminate your own light. Resilient.
I'm fine.
I felt the heat in this ride. Never know the hindsight is fruitful. Trying to remain on my path, and I don't want to play the games that aren't useful. Planning my time is so crucial. I see the world a lot clearer now. Never graduate, still a pupil, and that's a lost art in humans. So the end result is so brutal.
So brutal in these mad times, so enough man, I gone cuckoo. Focused on these numbers like I was playing Sudoku. I step back and I realised all that focus is not fruitful. So I focused on my feelings and what came out was truthful. I ain't chasing papers and my beauty keeps me youthful. I don't seek acceptance, I don't need no one's approval. It's only love and light in life that I respond to. So you bring a darker energy, instant removal.
It felt like I was getting flanked from all sides, was going out on my shit. Years of fighting took the toll on me. All that time that I had wasted with her.
EL said it right. You're old now.
I'm just
It's too true.
broken me.
I don't know if this double is going to work, but I'll just fuck it. Let's see. I'm going to play Magic Words as well, of course. Come on then. So much for ending the podcast, Degs, for Christ's sake.
Time wasted, but time is ticking, so time to face it. This year was beneficial, had me driving back to basics. I've reconnected with myself, feel like a kid again. In love with music, sharpened up the pen, I'm like glitching as matrix. And I feel I've learned so much, but I'm down for more learning. They couldn't break me at my lowest, kept the fire burning. Know what's important going forward, out the door I'm learning. I felt the pain, I see the change, and now the tide is turning.
Yeah, the tide is turning, every human being deserving. The trenches made a man of me, I'm blessed to be a virgin. Colder than the Arctic plains, the time in there was disconcerting. Cannot explain it, but it's actually hard to find the wording. It's like a constant stream of lost with self-esteem skewed. Your perception of your work develops into something true. No interludes in the final scene when I made the move. It felt like I was getting flanked from all sides, was going out on my shit. Years of fighting.
Bobby D says next week Deg does yoga.
But they know that I got love, and they know that I got love, and they know that I got
You know what? I don't actually think I have balaclava.
They know that I got love. Don't stop it, the feeling that we're finally home, yeah. Cause I'm holding you down, girl, I've changed my approach.
Need some tips from Voltage on how to get your kicks higher. I mean, they're not that bad.
In the dance we rock and we roll tonight. There's no care, we're celebrating more life. Popping on the haze by your phone.
All right, I might have some sort of
Mind if you're not sure, you make it
balaclava.
relax and hide. You're smoother than smooth when I'm back inside. You keep on going on by more yours. Sneak up from the party to my photo. History is repeating, yeah. Girl, the night sky is gleaming.
Don't say a word.
What am I doing, man? I really should have stopped this podcast by now. As you can tell, I'm having a good time. No, but seriously, guys. To the listeners of 498, thank you so much. One more time, show some love and appreciation to the Jungle Culture guys. Please make sure you go out and follow him. We will see you. Unfortunately, the next one is not going to be live because I will be having a soiree in the Alps with my good friend Unglued. We've got a few shows out there in France. And then, of course, 2 weeks after that, we will be back live at the Hospital Pubcast for the podcast for episode 500. So until then, thank you to everyone from all around the world. Thank you so much for your support. Look after each other. Be good to each other. And yeah, I'll see you soon.